All right, so this is Williams Beat the Clock. We have John Ross here from Pinball Plus. He's going to play a couple games for us. We just going to give you a quick overview on how the game works. It's kind of a unique game. I've enjoyed having it in my lineup, but unfortunately, I do not own this machine, so it's kind of in for repair. We shopped it out. And when I got it in, actually, that clock mechanism was completely frozen. It's just kind of like a credit stepper. But basically, the main objective of the game is to get the highest score possible, just like any other pinball, right? But what's kind of unique about the game is, I think to get a free game, it's on the instruction rules. What does it say over there, John? I think to get at 6 o'clock, you get a free game, but then at 12 o'clock, you get the outside eject holes to light up for, I think, some more points. For special. So, but here's kind of the kicker to this, no pun intended, and a lot of people get confused. But in order to reap the benefits of that 6, you have to start a game, you have to hit the 12, and then you have to come all the way around to 6, all in the same game. And that clock up on top, it does not reset for each game. It's not like it starts at 12 o'clock, which is what most people would think. You know, game over game, lifetime over lifetime, basically that clock just hangs out and it gets stepped through via a few switches on the playfield, which we'll see here in a minute. But just to kind of reiterate, in order to get the benefits of that 6, you have, once you hit the 12 in any game, that 6 is going to light up, and then you have to come around and get that 6. But let's say John plays a game, he's at like 8 o'clock right now, let's say he makes it all the way over to 1 o'clock and that 6 lights up, but then his game's over. Well, then that 6 goes out, he starts up another game. He has to come all the way back around to 12 o'clock and then come back around to 6. So it's kind of like a, what is it, that Tropic Isle where you got to get all the monkeys to go up and it kind of carries over. I'll let you go ahead and start up a game.
Well, yeah, I guess the best case scenario would be to start a game and you're at 11 o'clock.
Exactly, yeah. If this game was on location back in the day, you could walk up to it at location. When you saw it was at 11 o'clock, you want to play a game. But yeah, if it was at 1 o'clock, and you walk up to the game and say, I don't want to play this because I have a ways to go. But, you know, that's pinball. But another thing, too, is a lot of people get confused is that, see that star in the middle, kind of below the pop bumpers in the middle? When that's lit, that means it's just a kick out. But when it's off, that means it's actually a ball lock. So you do get a forced, I know it's an elevator game, but you actually get a forced multi-ball. So if you want to go ahead and start up a game here, we'll get a demonstration. So it's got an elevator, so it's automatically multi-ball. Well, yeah, but in this particular case, it forces you to do a multi-ball. So see if you can get that ball to lock in the star there. No, that's all right. Everything at the top is kind of randomized for the lights, and there's a couple other features in there that rotate the pop bumpers around. So he had a good game earlier, but then as soon as we play a third game after explaining everything, that's how pinball goes. So I think all those pop bumpers do say 10 points when lit. It's not an easy shot, to be honest with you. And I don't know if you can see on the camera, but like at the, there's a couple points on the, oops, that camera up there is kind of moving around. So let me adjust that for you. I didn't really secure this at all. We're professionals over here. Yeah, I wouldn't advise nudging it at all because you got the camera just sitting on top there. So there, oops, almost got it. These older games are a bit challenging. They're not like the newer ones. There's no ball save, so.
We'll try it again.
Another thing I'll show you too is on the out lanes there's like 2 pieces of metal. They kind of look like wings. That's actually to secure the playfield. I've never seen that before. Kind of in lieu of those screws that Gottlieb used on their games to kind of secure the playfield to the cabinet.
I was kind of fascinated from underneath. It was just one coil for each side for the flippers.
Yep. So every time he hits the right bat, he's firing one coil. Every time he hits the left flipper button, he's firing another coil. Oh, come on. Yeah, like I say, this is it's been a long time since we've done a stream because we've been busy. I've been accumulating games. I've been doing pinball parties and all that stuff, and like I said earlier, with the nice weather we've had, it's so hard to be inside playing pinball. I want to be outside. So.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be, what is it, August right now? I mean, we'll probably, October, November come around, we'll be playing a lot of, oh, almost had it. We'll be doing a lot more streaming here once it gets cold out, so. Jeez.
Oh, those gaps in those flippers definitely.
They're brutal, yeah. I mean, they have some of those newer games where they got two flippers together. I mean, like, not, was it Future Spa, but some of those other games. Yeah, the Williams Contact. Yeah, those flippers are really close, so you can kind of have it be seamless, but here there's a gap, so you really got to time it. This is not an easy machine to play. I think your score is better this game than last game. So now I know I know he's on ball 5, so that means it's not a ball lock, so it just kicks it out right away. And I'm gonna adjust that camera. I'll let you start another game, but I'm gonna adjust that camera again. Cool. This game's leaving in an hour, so I don't really have time to go ahead. Here, I got an ice. My refrigerator died, so I got a couple ice packs here. I'm gonna set that on top of the holder here. Alright. So we still want to demonstrate locking a ball. Now that that star is turned off, that means you automatically lock a ball. And then usually I think the rollover way up at the top, that is the lock release. There's a couple of other items on there that describe you get a lock release. Oh, nice. Almost. Oh, jeez.
Gotta get in there. Come on.
Good bounce.
There you go. Get in there.
There you go. Okay, so now you're locked. So now to kick it out, I think you have to roll over right up there.
In the center.
Yeah, if you go in the center, that's a lock release. And there's a couple other items too that I think are lock releases there. And that's one of them. So now you're now you relocked it again. So this will be interesting because I think both the scoops release and then that rollover way at the top releases as well. Now, let's say this is ball 4, which it's not. It's, oh, nice. It's ball 2/ball 3. Go left to right.
How's that tilt on?
We'll find out in a second. That's pretty good. I'm actually surprised you didn't tilt it.
No,
that's a release right there. Yep. Yep. Now you locked again, so it's kind of back and forth. It's always a lock except on ball 5. So now if he plays his next ball and it drains, it automatically turns the light on and then it kicks out automatically. So it's impossible to get a ball stuck in there. But apparently it's possible to get a ball stuck up above. So let's see if you can get the 1000 light to light up. I didn't check that. Now, if he wanted to, he could shoot up another ball out of the elevator. I mean, you could do a 5-ball multi-ball right now if you want, or anytime you could do a all-the-way multi-ball, but this one at least. Oh, did you tilt it?
I sure did.
You did? Okay. What's funny is of all the times I played this game, I've never had that issue happen, and now it happens twice in a row. Funny.
Try one more?
Do another one, yeah. Well, I have this thing sitting on a carpet too, so this is very temporary. It's like I say, it's 10:51, and I told her I'd be there with the game between noon and 1 o'clock. So.
Might just have to go up in the back a little bit.
Yeah. We're actually sitting. This game's sitting right next to a patio slider, so it's actually really good for the light. Game cleaned up really well. We had a lot of gummed up assemblies from over the years. Got the flippers rebuilt all the pop bumpers, new skirt. You know what? Maybe what I'll do is this the camera? Here's what I'm gonna do while you're playing that game. I'm gonna do this. Bear with me here. Kind of a makeshift live stream area. Kind of show them what we do. Got new skirts on those those pop bumpers, new bumper caps from Steve Young, I think it was. Looks like he just passed 12 o'clock, and that shows that those other two sleeves that are lit, I think they rotate off, as kind of that stepper feature is. Good save.
So much for nudging it.
If anyone can shake a ball out of an open, it's Mr. Ross here. So. I don't think they have plastic seats for this, so we have to keep the original. The game's in good shape. As you can tell, the cabinet has been repainted. The cabinet was repainted by the owner, and as you can tell, if you look on a flyer, it is not accurate to what was factory. So I wanted to leave it alone because her family. Oh, close. Because her family did the repaint, so I didn't want to bother it. All right, so I can tell he's on his last ball because the star's lit.
I'm always not a very much of an EM fan, but this one here, it's kind of.
Now you must have not stepped very far because I noticed your 6 isn't lit. So you didn't? Did you cross the 12 o'clock on this game, or was it
Probably
the last?
not, yeah.
Probably not. Okay.
No.
All right.
I'll try one more.
All right.
Typically, I'm a 80s guy. But sometimes you get these EMs that kind of grow on you. This one's a good one. Get in there.
There you go. Come on. Yes. Nice. Ball 1. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yep.
So now you're like on ball 1.5. I don't know. So you kind of started ball 2, but ball 1 is still there. Goes ball 1. Nice. Oh. Now those 10 pointers or the 100-point lights, I don't remember how those light up. I have to look at the scorecard for that. But I think there's a typo too in the instruction. I noticed when you cut that instruction sheet out for me, like the first word in the instructions is that there's a typo, and I think that's from the factory. Sorry, Dave, we didn't. Well, I know Greg yesterday said, "When are you guys gonna stream?" I'm like, well, guess what I was doing all day yesterday. We had a pinball party yesterday. And, when are you guys gonna stream? Guess what? Tomorrow morning, and that's today.
That's pretty good.
So I think Nick and what is it? Nick, John, and Dave. They're looking at a virtual pinball here today in the Twin Cities. Otherwise, they'd be joining us. You out of credits?
Yep.
You out of credits? Yeah. We still got games left on it?
Oh, it should be. All right. Do you want to do a 2-player? Yeah, if you can. Okay. Do a 2-player on this?
Have a seat at the computer over there so people can see you when you're talking.
Sure.
Since I don't sound very intelligent, I like to have some visual too, so that way I can compensate. Yeah, I enjoyed working on this game.
Yeah, it turned out nice. You got the LEDs, Comet warm white LEDs in place of the incandescents, and it looks real good.
So I did the 2 SMD warm whites on the playfield in the feature lights. I did the 1 SMDs in the back box, and I didn't check the microphone, so I know John's is turned up a little bit louder, so you can probably hear him better.
Sure. We had 2 SMDs in the back box, and just had a lot of glare on the playfield glass, so went down.
Playfield glass too.
Yeah, it's got a new playfield glass, and a lot of parts went into this one.
There we go. Ball lock.
Yep, on the lock there. Good.
So I didn't get my. If I wanted to get a benefit of sleep like 6 o'clock, I get it all the way around to 12. That's not going to happen. So I don't know what the strategy is here. Probably it's best to unlock the ball when you're waiting top so you don't have 2 that come colliding at you at the same time when you're on the when you're on the scoops in the lower part of the playfield.
You sometimes can get lucky with that center bumper up top, kind of bumps it up over that rollover up there. And let the,
so that's ball 4.
yeah.
So maybe I'll give a demonstration. Okay, I'm going to relock it in the rain so you can get it there. So now it's locked, but then I move my 4th ball. So I'm going to kicker all of a sudden. I want to demonstrate that. In case some people are wondering how they can get the ball off once they lose ball 4.
I'd imagine this game, when it came out, there's probably a lot of people thought it was broke.
Yeah.
And it would just sit in that kick-out hole there.
Well, the game doesn't work, yeah. It kind of makes you wonder. And other people had a conversation, too, that, you know, a lot of people had the anticipation if the lights were off, you know, when you turn the game on. Here, I'll show you. They have that little kickoff switch here. So I basically kick the heel of my foot underneath and that shuts the game off. But now if I plug the game in right now, this is how it looks. And they kind of had the anticipation back in the day. You just stick a coin in and it lights up. Or if I hit the left flipper button, it turns on. But, you know, a lot of people would think by today's standards, if the lights are off, the game doesn't work.
Sure, yeah.
A lot of interesting history of pinball. So that's your power switch. Is use the heel of your foot, kick the bottom of the cabinet.
Now there's not a regular on-off switch you said on here? No on-off switch, okay. Now some people, they'll change the tap on the transformers if they want to get more power out of their solenoids, but I think if you just go through the process of rebuilding everything, generally that's not necessary.
Correct. Yeah, we're here we're on the east side of St. Paul in the Twin Cities, so God willing, I have good voltage over here.
Sure.
So I'm on normal tap right now, not high tap. Now if this game was out in the country, it's not. It's going to go over to St. Louis Park here in about an hour and a half. Yeah, that's still in the city, so we'll leave it on normal tap. You know, if it was in the summertime and she's out in the middle of the country or something, maybe we can set a high tap. But I think that'll maybe wear out a lot of things sooner than we want.
Yeah, it's always not a good idea because the game might be moved to somewhere where it's got normal line voltage, and then you're going to stress out a lot of your parts on your game. It's best to leave it as it is.
Here's ball 4 and 5. So we lock, and I drain, and now I get my 5th ball. Now it knows that, just kind of like the garbage, they got a couple, actually I think it knows every single ball. There's a switch, there's a rollover switch in the trough for every single ball, but I don't know if it doesn't really register them all because it doesn't need to. For YouTube purposes, I'm just going to hit stop recording. So now